Hey there! We are just going to start watching Murder Drones episode 5, which is called Home. Thus far we've seen the characters grow or change in various ways, such especially with Uzi. We've seen her come into her powers that were passed down from her mother, Nori. We now know that the powers come from the Solver. We know that there are at least 46 other drones like Nori and Yeva that have this power as well. Given the fact that we haven't seen them thus far, I'm going to assume that they are either dead or at potentially another bunker of some kind, like the one that's Uzi and her and Khan were living in for this entire time period. I said before, I think in the last video, that it's likely that it was an all-female drones who were infected with the Solver, given that V mentioned one called Sin when talking to Uzi and seemed to think that she was Sin. This led me to believe that Uzi or Sin was another female. And since at least 3 drones were female that had the Solver, the rest were also likely all female. N seemed to be remembering some aspects of his past, which is great, because I was wondering what the heck was happening with the past concerning N and V and why they were here. We saw small snippets last episode from the weird visions especially when they got close to the zombie drone tapes. I hope to see more into their past and to see what his mission is specifically, because I don't think V is going to be very forthcoming with exactly what the mission is. But in my opinion, it is probably something to do with the Solver drones. We saw that V felt some jealousy towards N and Uzi's budding relationship. I think V is putting on a facade because she is afraid of being abandoned by N, potentially even Uzi. And I think this because she wants to get the job done, but she also didn't try and pursue killing Uzi after N stopped her. We also saw that Uzi sees V as a friend, given that this was pointed out to me in a comment, so I did not notice this by myself, but Uzi did stop, or did kind of snap out of it briefly when V appeared. She was still angry at Lizzie. She was still angry at Lizzie and tried to kill her, but when V appeared and stopped her from murdering Lizzie, Uzi did seem to calm down and did try and start talking until V tried to kill her and told her that she would never be speaking to N again, at which point Uzi went full metal and tried to kill her. And almost succeeded as well, which was very impressive. Someone also mentioned that that her entire thing seemed alive, especially the tail, and I do agree the tail did look alive. But concerning V and Uzi's relationship, we saw that V at least has some compassion or feelings for Uzi, because she willingly lied to the teacher to cover up Uzi's transformation and protect Uzi. Obviously, Uzi's transformation was the biggest thing, and it was honestly the coolest thing that I've ever seen, with Uzi turning into a super powerful drone with these bat wings like made out of actual tissue and with a tail and everything. It was super cool. I really, really liked that. And obviously I'm interested in figuring out what Tessa's doing here. Oh yes, in episode, I think it was last episode, someone also mentioned, and Murder Drones Nerd wrote that it was a very important thing that I haven't noticed, that thing looked like Tessa. And if we go to 1822, that doesn't sound good. What if you dolls here? The hand, they are correct. It does not actually look like a drone hand, which is what I initially assumed it was, but it actually does look like Tessa's. I did not notice that, and I am ashamed I missed something that obvious. I just assumed it was Doll, especially how we saw Doll later, but looking at it now, it is very clearly not a drone hand. So, my fault entirely. But anyway, thanks for pointing that out, because that does imply that Tessa was watching Uzi. However, since she didn't attack Uzi, I'm going to assume that there must be some sort of connection between Tessa and Uzi or someone in some fashion, because she didn't, even though Uzi's using her abilities at that moment, Tessa did not do anything. Given that Tessa didn't do anything, she's either waiting for Uzi to find something or to gain information from Uzi, kind of like Doll was when she appears behind Uzi when she's looking through the documents later on in that same scene. Anyway, let's hop right into the episode and we shall see what we shall see. This one is called Home, and since every single episode thus far has had a theme that matches with like a horror thing, I'm going to assume that this is going to be similar. So with the title of Home, I'm going to guess it has something to do with the bunker of some. It has something to do with it. Maybe it's going to be like a haunted house sort of thing, and we're going to have like a ghosts or something. You know, not the ghosts exactly, but kind of like how the Jay's corpse that was trying to rebuild itself back in episode 2, Heartbeat, had like the holograms and stuff to make it seem like people were there. Maybe we'll have something similar to that in this episode, except this one it's going to be more tangible or something, is what I'm going to assume, and be more of a threat to the drones inside this. So that is my assumption. We're going to have like a haunted house episode with ghosts. Oh, interesting. I like that. So it's gone to an old school television screen. I was not expecting that, but I do like that effect. J.C. Jensen in space. Rebuild together better. Federal law, okay, basically the FBI warning that they give on everything, where if they catch you for copyright infringement, you're going to go get in trouble. Automated Services Technician Training, WD Worker Drone Disassembly -1A Overview. Zombie drones. Okay, so this is the tape that we saw last episode that N picked up.
Upgrading models.
Client reasons for worker drone unit disassembly and disposal. 53% unit damage, 27% upgrading models.
Cutting maintenance costs.
Terminating operations, 11%, 7% competitor products, 2% core failsafe trip. Okay, so reasons for getting rid of the drones.
There are many reasons a client may wish to
Okay, two-step overview. Software cleanup. Ensure marked worker drone unit matches P/N, S/N, or unless it's pin SIN number. Improper disposal of AI is punishable by fines and imprisonment. Okay, P/N, AAA, okay.
Or series after a period of use.
Upload WD worker drone OS _606. This is fun for them. 1B. Ah, okay, so this is, it's like giving them WDOS _606 is like a drug for them to make them not realize what's happening as well as not feel it. So it's kind of like morphine for them, I'm guessing.
Following these.
Okay, hardware cleanup. So basically, wipe them out using the 606. Then once they're wiped out, you have their hardware. So you have to have human inspection on the core and affirm that the core has disconnected. Process the drone core through disassembly unit, which looks suspiciously like the thing that popped out of J. And I guess that probably was her core, or that was controlling it.
2 steps is key to avoid it.
1 second. Given that we just missed a chunk, let's just go back.
2 steps is key to avoid.
Human inspection 2B, fun. It looks like it says human fun, but I can't tell what's going on here. Zombie drones. Fine, 9 siege, zombie drones. Core is not properly disconnected, 2A. Hardware is not physically destroyed, 2B. WDOS 606 is interrupted or rejected immediately, or up to 5 years later. Oh. That would suck, especially if your worker drone, you eliminated it 5 years and then it gets rejected 5 years later and you do not realize it because you already got rid of the core.
Drones may occasionally reboot from software death alone.
Oh, okay, so that would explain why when Doll went down, she was able to reboot and restart herself. Someone also said that the murder drones, disassembly drones as I prefer to call them, now that I know a few of them, they have a weaker version of the solver within them, which is why they're able to regrow their heads and things. But that would explain why Doll didn't die when she got shot in the head by V. Aircore WD-1001, roughly about a 0.01% self-reboot rate. Technician error, faulty OS string.
More than undead federal fine hazards.
Failsafe where, okay.
Carry an increased risk of future error.
Ooh. Yeah, it's outside the spire, I'm guessing, is what this is. Given that it looks like a whole pile of drones. And we have a crow. Oh, wait a minute, it's raining here. So it can't be on the planet that they're on, because there would be no rain, because it's ice and snow, right? And also I haven't seen any animals there either. So this has to be somewhere else. It is a bit weird that the crow's literally ripping the drones apart, unless it's getting stuff to build like a nest or something. Because as far as I know, crows don't eat metal. They collect shiny things, yes, but they do not eat metal. You can see like a little shack over here, is what I'm guessing that is, with some lights on. And then here's the crow. It does look amazing, actually. It looks like the way that they've done this art and made this video itself, it looks so much more crisp than usual than the last few episodes. And those have been getting even better since the beginning, but this looks even more crisp and beautiful. Okay, so it is a bunch of drones marked for disassembly. Improper disposal is punishable by fines and something. Imprisonment. Just a sec. That one had some numbers on it. Let's go back. This one has P/N sin. Oh, so this one was probably sin. I can't read anything else, but it's because I thought that it was SIN, which is what I wrote in my notes, which I will show you if I can pull it up. There we go. So we have here, since V mentioned one called Sin when talking to Uzi and seemed to think she was Sin. So I assumed that Sin was spelled SIN, but it looks like it was spelled... But someone did write last episode that her name was CYN. I thought that that was a misspelling. Okay, so this one is the one that V was talking about, I'm guessing. We don't see any others, but that means that Sin did not die on the planet which they're on, given the rain, unless this is in the past. So I'm not certain exactly how this fits together, but it does look Sin was marked for disassembly and got lost ages ago. So that was probably why they mentioned they could reboot in 5 years. But she has yellow eyes, which is different from Uzi's purple and Yeva's red, or Doll's red. I would say if you suddenly came to in a pile of corpses, that would be freaky as all heck. Oh, this looks like I think it was in episode 2, right? As I was saying, this looks very similar to this building here in episode 2, where the humans are. So this could be the first Earth, where this is taking place, right? That's my assumption. It looks very similar. So restricted section in the library. Obviously, people are going to go into the restricted section inside the library. That's where I would go if I had the option. We can see a drone back here. I'm not certain what drone it is, or which drone it is, but it looks like they're like a maid of some kind. judging by the floofy thing inside their hand. Oh, error 606. Okay, so our friend here is, for all intents and purposes, dead. But she's very, I'm going to assume it's a she given that it's a maid outfit. She's going around and supposed to be cleaning is what her job was originally. We can see another drone back here. Potentially two drones. Though what they're doing I cannot tell. It looks like they're also with this error, judging by the X's across their eyes with the error 606. The error with the X over their eyes looks very similar to the marks that the murder drones and Uzi has when they're using their powers. Except Uzi also has that circle with the 3 points on it. So, but when Uzi was absolutely mad for that wee bit, she had the X across her face, which showed that she had gone crazy and was murdering people. You can hear N talking in the background, actually. One sec, I just want to go back so that I can try and hear what he was saying. He's talking about some sort of animal, because he said this breed is known for its friendly, intelligent temperament.
Soft golden coat.
Soft golden. Oh, he's looking at a book about dogs. I don't personally have a golden retriever, but I know a few people who do. So he's talking about the golden retrievers. 101 dog breeds. The complete animal guide, visual guide to dogs. The ultimate guide to dogs breeds. 101 dog breeds explored. That's cool. I have a very similar book to this.
Golden retrievers are also us as lizards.
Huh?
Us as lizards. Jay drew herself.
Yes. I'm gonna guess me and V. It's a bit odd that Jay drew herself as a drone and they drew themselves as lizards, but that's really good artwork by Jay. Oh, I don't recognize that one. Is that V? He said us as lizards and then he tossed it at that drone's feet.
Are also us as lizards. Jay drew herself.
So V was decommissioned, it looks like.
Are also known for having gentle mouths. That's why they're good with kids.
And that's very true. I really like golden retrievers. They're also, obviously, since they're retrievers, they were originally for picking up ducks and stuff when they got shot. And so rather than gumming up the animal, they would bring it and they would not harm the meat on the animal by biting into it. Well, that's creepy as all heck. So it looks like I was kind of right with the idea that we're going to have ghosts, but I was not expecting to have more backstory into N quite this quickly. I was expecting it to be like visions and stuff, not literally going back to the beginning with NVJ on Earth, is what I'm assuming this place is. So it looks like we are going to have ghosts with something trying to break out from underground, but it's not going to be in the way that I initially assumed. Yeah, don't blame you for being a bit worried, especially with that book falling off. It says, I think that says Ranger, maybe? No, Danger. By R.C. Lane, I think, is what the final thing says. Danger. R.C. Lang. Sorry, and I can't read that very well, so apologies. But it's definitely Danger. And 2 more books. Enter the spooky basement. I can't read with this. Hannersh, maybe? By something tracking. Well, obviously you have to enter the basement, my dude. That's exactly what everyone would do inside a horror movie. Like how he just pieced out. He's not interested in it at all. A bit surprising. I would have thought that he'd be more interested in doing an investigation, but and I guess is considerably more. He's less inquisitive, shall we say. He's more willing to let things be as long as it doesn't seem to be affecting him, is what it appears. This is not affecting him. Sure, he just got a clear message from the books falling from the sky that he should go and investigate, but he doesn't want to. So he's just piecing out. Also, the books disappeared that fell on the ground, the danger one. Ah, another cricket. I like that. Oh god, that's horrible.
Stab.
That was horrifying.
You seem upset, Big Brother N.
That was horrifying.
Big Brother N.
Let's go back a frame. That's the creature that we saw with Jay's body, or attempted to repair Jay's body. Also, the voice sounds very similar to it. I assumed originally that it was just Jay's voice going through, like, didn't have, like, the vocal cords or anything, and so was just off slightly because of that, because, obviously, no vocal cords. But it sounds more like this thing.
Perhaps you'd like to attend the gala with me. Light sip.
I like this thing, whatever she is.
Not sure we're invited.
She's clearly broken in some kind because her voice is incorrect, not proper. You know how N, V, and everyone, Uzi, they all have like proper voices. This sounds very text-to-speech type. So I didn't mean to sound bad when I said that she was broken, but she definitely does not seem right, shall we say.
Little buddy. Why not just
At least, she has a friend in N. Obviously V's not here, but N's her friend, which is good.
hang with me?
Climbing. Crisscross applesauce. Am I not wanted? And
No, it's not that. At least I'm going to assume that it's not that. Also, the way she moves, it's very stilted. She also has yellow eyes. This could be Sin, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Just from the eyes alone. The fact that she's here with N and V would have known her then, which would explain why V knows of her, right? So I'm going to assume this is Sin until given further information.
Dude, you know it's Tessa's folks.
So Tessa's parents don't like the drones, is what I'm getting from this. Basement. Now! Stop ignoring me. Angry face. Lots of angry faces. So clearly, whoever this is, they cannot spell well, but I like that. He does not want to have anything to do with this mysterious person.
Don't give me those eyes.
giggle.
I love that. Literal puppy dog eyes.
I am so naughty. The flesh demands invitation.
The flesh demands invitation. That definitely sounds like something like a vampire would say.
We'll ask Tessa, okay? If not, movie night.
sheepish nod.
Okay. These are just regular worker drones, just going around. That's one of the humans. I'm guessing humans, unless they're like wearing a suit like Tessa was. In the first episode, we saw a couple of humans wearing like suits. I'm going to guess the humans will appear as this black shadowy figure. Because we also saw Tessa appear in episode 2, I think it was, in like this little girl's outfit. That was pure black, just like this. So I'm going to guess humans are going to appear like that now.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
I like how she's hiding behind N. Everyone seems to hide behind N. He's the most protective dude possible.
Shuffle.
Western Villa style? Were you programmed by beasts?
Wow. Clearly the humans do not value these drones in any way, shape, or form. No wonder the drones were perfectly fine with the humans disappearing from the planet.
There's humans coming. I've only ever yanked robots, Jay. Quick, pretend to be a ripping royal stud.
I like Tessa. So she's never interacted with humans before, so that implies that there's not very many humans around, or she's been a shut-in, which is why she knows how to interact with drones more. And given that she's been dressing up certain drones, such as V, N, and J, also Little Buddy, or Sin, who I think it is, I'm going to assume she has a connection and loves these particular drones. So obviously she's asking Jay for help here to figure out how to interact with people, but I don't know if Jay's going to be particularly helpful with this. You're invited Elliot and Frumpterbucket gala events, seated dinner, bar, live music. Lord Frumpterbucket presides. So is that literally what her father looks like?
On you go.
Okay. Jay looked a bit worried there when Tessa was rubbing her arm. It sounded like she had a bit of an injury because she hissed.
On you go.
She hissed for some reason, so she might have a slight injury, given that Jay looks worried. And Jay would obviously be worried for Tessa, given how much Tessa's done for them.
I'm right, Jay.
She really loves Zen, which is fair and is amazing.
Hi, Tessa.
When you about to frickin' die, speak aloud. ID Dark X. Okay, so Dark X Wolf 17. It sounds more like an internet username, so I'm not exactly certain what this is. I thought it was like a ghost of some kind, but it doesn't sound like it, given that no ghost would have the name Dark X Wolf 17. But it sounds like they do have foreknowledge of the future, given that when you are about to die, speak aloud. The ID Dark Wolf 17.
Oh, who'd you bring with you?
Tessa even sounds disappointed to see her, which makes me feel bad, because it seems like she seems nice. A bit odd, no doubt, but it doesn't sit right that Tessa really likes J and N, but doesn't like her for some reason. Is it because she was broken and doesn't seem to have fully fixed herself yet?
Seems Jay forgot to let me out of my basement time out again.
Yet, here you are.
That's impressive. So Jay also doesn't like her either, for some reason.
Annoyed expression.
You guys are locking her up?
That is a good question. Why would the heck would you be locking her up? She seems like not totally normal, but she seems like a decently normal drone. You know, she hasn't done anything. Sure, she, announces her expressions as well as everything that she does. But that doesn't mean that she's bad or broken and irreparable.
Captain Tessa James Elliott.
Okay, Tessa James Elliott.
We will not entertain your dumpster pets.
Yes, Mother. Sorry, Mother.
Oh, Christ almighty! I said this one out of my sight! Oh, I still can't follow simple orders.
No, please,
Given that she rubbed her arm, I'm guessing she's the one who injured her arm. Especially when she's discussing things that Tessa has not done.
Oh, I still can't follow simple orders.
Simple orders, rubbing her arm. Tessa was probably smacked by her.
Please,
Swamp! Dumping your broken drones clogging our library tomorrow too. Don't test me.
I do feel bad for Tessa, because she clearly loves these guys, or at least cares for them in some fashion. Whether love is the correct term is a different matter entirely, but she clearly cares for them. And so, what's-her-face is trying to get rid of V, as well as, it sounds like there's more drones, but definitely V and probably Little Buddy, or I think it's Sin, but...
They are not broken.
Okay, that was probably not the best thing to say.
We can no longer be thrown out.
Did that little antichrist?
I told her to say that.
Little Antichrist. So you really don't like the drones. You think that they're like the most evil thing on the planet, clearly.
And brought her here. I just hate orders.
Ah. Nice cover end, but probably not the best thing to do.
And your fans dumb?
You might not have wanted to say that.
No!
Why in heaven's names are the crows again attacking the drones? That makes no sense to me.
Stop!
Okay, never mind. They are not attacking him. They're just pecking him.
Go get it, goobers!
Crows are not dogs, my dude. Oh, that's not good. Are they literally pecking into their faces and ripping out their circuits?
Ow! Portal, we were buddies!
It certainly appears that way. I find it odd the birds do this. That really sucks.
X-Wolf 17?
Ah, okay, so he said Dark X Wolf 17 and a single crow remains. Looks like the same crow. Just a sec. I just saw something in the thing as I was trying to talk. It looks like the same crow that was grabbing stuff out from the pile when Sin popped back to life. That's the symbol. The Uzi symbol. A doll also, but the Uzi symbol, let's call it. Oh, wow. That's horrifying. I like how it drags its head along the ground. It looks like one of the monsters from like Elden Ring dragging its weapon. Okay, so this has to be Uzi, judging from that. Though I don't understand what's going on here. Because that's clearly Uzi's symbol. Purple. I don't know how to describe it, but purple pointy thing. That's clearly Uzi. Though I don't know how she's inside this crow. User ID Dark X Wolf 17.
Made the tag when I was 8. Shut up.
That's fair. A lot of people had similar things for their user IDs when they were younger. I can't read all of these, but these are all in Latin. Live, laugh, love. Has Tessa been chained up?
Jay, industrial machinery, check us a hand!
Sorry, boss. Corporate's spoken.
Sin! If that little butler dies for your sake, I swear!
Okay, so I was correct. That is Sin. They may have mentioned it earlier, but we definitely got confirmation from Tessa here. So Tessa and the drones all get chained up when the mother doesn't like what's going on.
I have backups.
And Sin also has the same powers. Okay. I was correct. So Sin is probably 001, given that this appears to be, 1, a good distance away, and 2, potentially a good distance in the past, judging by how Tessa's still young. However, it can't be that far in the past, because we know that Tessa is still alive and doing badass stuff at present, using her sword and killing that poor drone. So we do know that this was a while ago, but not too long ago. And we know that Sin is here, and I still assume that Sin is 001.
You will not have to discard your pets,
Oh, that is horrifying.
and I will not discard you. Best stay away from the gala, though. You seem squeamish.
So Sin just transformed, literally. And she didn't turn into something like one of the disassembly drones. She turned into something much more like the thing that sprouted out of Jay's core. Yeah, I can understand why you'd be terrified there, Tessa. And Jay's not doing anything. I do wonder why Jay's surrounded by candles. And it looks like there's a symbol drawn on the floor here of some kind. I can't tell what, but it definitely looks like some sort of symbol. Okay, cool. So Sin, so she can add things and create life, it looks like.
So these are memories, and future me is dead at a sleepover?
Not a sleepover. You passed out because some internal program is trying to delete these memories.
Cause of you?
Okay, so this is the past, and he's trying to remember. So this is back in his memories, but his memories are trying to block it out. So he passed out. Uzi's come in here to help him at present, and N is still trying to figure out what's going on, just like me. So this is the past, but it's only in memory, so none of this is actually happening. Okay, so not ghost stories, like I thought. That's a bit of a shame.
Cause of you? Cause you're doing that?
I'm helping, you cute, weird butler.
Cute, weird butler. I like that. So she admitted her feelings, but she doesn't want to admit it.
We find out what happened to you here, restore the memory files, and save you from being digitally lobotomized. Library.
Okay, so he can still be digitally lobotomized and have his memories removed because there's another program that runs every single time he tries to remember. Okay, that makes sense. Kind of.
Basement. Giddy up.
Okay. You kind of seem like an evil ghost witch, though.
Oh, I am a ghost witch. And I'm tall.
You're not that tall, at least not compared to N.
Dad! Get out of my room!
Imagine if your girlfriend that was sitting on your shoulder just suddenly collapsed and fell over.
Important hacking going on.
Okay.
Okay, so she's trying to hack into them, and that's why the failsafes popped up. It's not that they were trying to remember, but it's because she was trying to force them to remember using her hacking, and it was not working too well.
You've just never had friends over before.
Not a sleepover.
It's life or death, Dad, with the same little face. So it looks like N and potentially V are here.
Sorry. Where were we?
Yeah, that's not looking good. That's exceptionally horrifying. I'll just go back a few seconds. That literally looks like a giant cross with a dude on the cross. That looks like the initial prototype for like a disassembly drone with those giant wings and everything, especially since it's not like organic like Uzi's. It looks like a disassembly drone initial start off.
Kian, I can pull you out
Now,
at any
now, please.
time.
I don't blame him for wanting to go, because this is probably freaking him out. He doesn't remember Uzi at all, because this is memories, which is a weird way to think about it, because even though this is a memory, he's living the memory as if it was him there. So he doesn't remember anything from the future, doesn't remember Uzi or anything. So it's just interesting to think about, because he's now literally reliving his past. So this would be very difficult to go through.
You'll never get these memories back, dude.
I like how she can still drag him, even though she's like a little bird and just holding his finger.
They're that important.
To you? And, like, me?
Who are you?
We just hang out. Shut up.
He didn't say anything. She's clearly, though, embarrassed about her feelings for him and doesn't want to admit that they are so close to each other in that fashion.
Repression door.
So the door is underneath V's feet. Ah, okay, so you need the basement key. So you need to go get Jay's basement key, is what I'm guessing.
The key.
Jay has it.
Ah, so V is reconnecting. Oh, never mind. She is not reconnecting. She has grown ginormous razor arms. Yeah, but I don't blame you at this point, Uzi.
It wants playtime off to attend union negotiations. This is an unrelated player!
Okay, so she's still on the corpo speak. Let's go back. I want to hear what Tessa said.
It wants playtime off to attend union
It wants paid time off
negotiations.
to return to union negotiations, and that's what causes Jay to bite hard enough that she snaps the metal chain. Nicely done, Jay. I knew you had it in you. To bite through metal. Okay, so they're here to try and stop Sin.
How do you reckon we murder us the robo-child, Jay?
Nice. Definitely use the sword. I mean, you use one later on in life, so this will be a great stop. It's a revolver. I had a K. IDK, shut up gun nerds. That's a pretty freaking cool revolver though.
How about this?
Well, you could use both, you know? As long as the gun actually works, because I'm going to assume that they didn't just leave bullets and stuff super close to allow easy access to like a child and a bunch of drones. Well, that's not good. Oh, that's cool. So with the real wings. Organic wings. That's less cool when it completely disappears.
We need the basement key. This bird's from the future.
I'd kill you.
Sin's gonna massacre the gala.
Who? Our Sin? Nah, she's cool.
Clearly you don't know Sin like these gals do. I mean, it seems like a lot of people keep things from N. Look at this situation. They were locking in the basement and didn't know about it. And when clearly they think that Sin would be able to kill a bunch of people, so she probably has had similar predilections. We've also seen her kill the crickets and stuff in her tea. It's certain we know that she's definitely capable of killing things, but N probably hasn't seen any of that. And everyone keeps information from him, which leaves him naive and not certain exactly how things are working in this house. So the fact of the matter is, he doesn't know that Sin is crazy enough to do something like this. All he knows is that Sin is an innocent child that would never harm anything. Okay, so that's clearly V. The things. I thought at first it was Sin when she dropped down, especially with the organic looking wings, but it does look more like V.
Do your basement thing. We got the coma patient you creeped on.
Not creepy. Sweet.
Oh, good God. Sin was willing to kill N.
Crikey, what a bounding humster ruffle!
What the frick?
Why are you talking like that?
Okay, so they're dressed in old Victorian stuff, but they still have phones and stuff things? That's interesting. Well, this is definitely not looking good. It's definitely looking more like after Uzi started transforming at the camp. With all the black ooze and like weird shapes and portions of creatures growing out of it, it's definitely looking more like this. Oh, that's an interesting symbol. I'm not certain if I saw this one before. At least I don't remember it. I may have seen it and I'm just not remembering it, but that is a very interesting symbol. I would definitely start moving, you know. Time for stealth is past.
Jump scare. Grab.
Okay.
Dark X-Wolf 17! No!
It killed Uzi. I was not expecting that. Oh, nice. So Uzi can take over Sin at this point. That's interesting.
Oh, we're in.
I'm not certain I would trust that given that we can clearly see her in the background, but you know.
And Jake is useless. Surprise.
I don't think that's going to stop her.
Is V okay? Like in the future?
Unfortunately, Now let's see what that little yellow creep was up. Oh. So that's a pretty metal origin story.
Not dealing with this great, to be immediately honest.
It looks like she's already rebuilt all of them a few times, especially N. If we're looking at the body, we see N here as well as N here. It looks like he's been remade, and she did mention that she can remake them.
Okay, it's gone.
All right, let's get out of here.
That's not good if you get kicked out.
Buddy, you invite Doll to this?
Wait a minute, he was there, so how would he not to know that Doll was evil and trying to stop everything that's going on? I do like this sick eye patch that Doll has. So obviously she needs to protect them. And we have N in the basement with the clearly deranged Sin.
Ghost buddy? You okay?
Better than
Nope.
ever, buddy. Let's reset these memories one more time.
So she resets them every single time he tries to remember, and this is what happens? Well, that's horrifying.
Welcome all! The Elliots are known for many things. Class, tenacity, currently being alive.
Well-timed giggle.
Okay, so humanity is also dying out here as well, judging by what he said. You know, they're known for many things, currently being alive being one of them. Clearly Sin is evil as Sin.
Everyone stand back! This is a citizen's murder.
I love that. Nicely done, Tessa. Great job.
Dress.
You hold that gun less cool this instant, Missy.
Tessa, remember, you didn't have to.
Wow, I was not expecting her to just take the shot.
You didn't have to.
Okay, you literally only fired once and then threw your only weapon away. She's not gonna be pleased. Okay, so she can also take over any other drone in the area, given that she took over J.
You didn't have to see this.
Well, clearly Tessa doesn't die, because we've seen her. But that would explain her, like, total callousness to killing that drone, whereas we've seen here that she cares about some drones. She sees them potentially as being, like, another hand that Sin can use. Because that does sound like an absolute massacre up there.
Son of a... Come on. Solver of the absolute fabric. Yep.
Silver of the absolute fabric. Okay, so that makes sense. Someone mentioned to me in the comments that the solver gave you like a godlike powers, so it makes sense that she's, you know, swearing to the solver.
Regret. Tantrum. Brain blast. OV. Could use some help in here.
Даже не знаю, что эта штука делает.
Oh, they both have... They both are trying to fight for the cricket. Stop fighting.
You wanting it?
1 second. Let's try and read what it says. Stop fighting. Very scary.
Wanting it?
Both very scary.
Какая мелочь.
You're so petty.
Only clue to what's wrong with me.
Well, that's fair, but it's also the only clue to what's wrong with her. So can you really blame her for wanting to take it? And obviously, she's going to get distracted because her friends are going to die.
leave us alone.
It looks like Doll actually feels bad for stealing it from Uzi. Now that she saw... Because she saw her friends on the ground and saw that things were flashing. And she did look kind of bad for trying to take it. And then Uzi gave up, and it looks like she feels bad for taking it now.
Ты воспитал хорошую дочь, мистер Дурман.
Despite me, maybe.
Yes, I think it was despite you. Given the fact that you didn't care about her for several years, I think it's despite you. But Doll is right. Uzi was raised correctly.
Боже, ну ладно.
Grab it. Just grab it.
I like how V's desperately trying to pick it up with that claw hand. She could just pick it up with her other hand.
Grab it. Intimidating glare.
Whoa, Sin! For an eldritch...
Horror.
The solver of the absolute fabric, the void, the exponential end.
That is quite the amount of titles. Reminds me of Nyarlathotep, the crawling chaos.
Peep this?
So V needs glasses to see? I never considered that. I mean, she's never shown any problems with her eyesight before this point. I mean, I guess we saw, like, the glasses hit the thing, and it didn't even occur to me. Regardless, I thought that fashion accessories, again, just like in third episode, the promening, I assumed that up until that point, like, glasses and all that were fashion accessories. Even now, even after seeing the promening, I still thought those were, like, fashion accessories.
Gold. Then retrievers have...
Gentle mouths, dude.
Cute, false, gross, true. Let's just delete your OSs then. Goodbye, buddy. Execute.
So V returns, and so that's why she didn't want to mention all this. Okay.
What is happening?
Sorry, my freaking dad's streaming. Whoa!
That was so close, Uzi. I am amazed you managed to pull that off.
Whoops.
Uzi?
He remembers now.
Don't freaking dox me.
Thanks.
You little narc.
She looked so happy when he said thanks. She's not a narc. How is she a narc?
Get out of my head.
Oh, that looked painful. Well, we gained new information. We know that Sin is the originator of this. Like I thought, she's 001. We know that these are not necessarily the originals because it looks like Sin had remade them a few times. And she said specifically that she can remake drones in that scene when she was chained up.
Sin, if that little butler dies for your sake, I swear.
I have backups.
Yeah, see? It sounds like she's done this a few times before. Or something similar at the very least. Okay, so obviously our friends here have suffered through an awful lot. They lost the cricket to Doll, which really sucks, honestly, if I'm being completely honest. But Doll did look like she felt bad, so maybe she will share any information that she gets with the others. We know that Tessa cares for at least J and N, and probably V, given that she didn't want to get rid of her. And it looks like she wants to get rid of Sin. So probably the other Solver drones as well. So we get to see where Doll goes. She's probably going to that Cabin Fever Labs, right? Yes, this looks like it's near the cabin. You can see like where Uzi was. This was the lake that they were boating on. Oh, she's meeting Jay and Tessa. So that kind of ruins my theory that Tessa wants to kill all of the Solver drones. Because I would have thought that Tessa would have killed her by this point. Or at least attempted to.
Вот ваш ключ. Берите меня с вами. Это условие.
She still has the right revolver.
Just checking.
Well, obviously she's not going to allow you to shoot her, Tessa.
Let's go.
How the flipper to jibber did they get here? That is a very good question. How did they get here? Obviously, she has the same revolver. She just tried to shoot her. It also looks like she has a sword, which I missed when I was looking at this. It looks like Tessa's part of JC Jensen as well, judging from the hat.
Вот ваш ключ.
So they're going to the Cabin Fever Labs, at least with the doll.
Меня с вами. Это условие.
Just checking.
It's weird that doll didn't say anything, unless they literally just teleported here. Though how they could have known where they were is a bit surprising.
Let's go.
Oh, I love how they have the crow for on their store. I will definitely need to take a look at that. That was awesome, though. I really enjoyed that. 1 second. I just want to see if the chat replay pulls anything up. Nothing at present. That's unfortunate. Okay, that was awesome. So clearly we got more backstory on the drones, which is what I wanted. I was not expecting it to be like in a memory sequence where they had to go in and try and fix the memory or get the memory from them. So I wasn't expecting that. But that's actually super cool. Unfortunately, my entire idea that this was like based on ghosts inside a haunted house and stuff was incorrect, so that sucks. Doll's returned. Probably going to have more of her in the next episode. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will be watching the next one as soon as I can. Can't guarantee when that'll be, but I will hopefully be able to watch the next one soon.